Welcome viewers to Q&A with StockPal. Today we have the MD and CEO of Orion Minerals, Errol Smart, with us. Hi Errol, how are you doing?
All right, and you? Good to speak to you, Jared.
That's great to hear. So Errol, perhaps you can give the audience an introduction of what Orion Minerals is all about.
Orion is an exploration and development company. We have just finished a bankable feasibility study on a large copper zinc project in South Africa. We've just been fully permitted, and it's one of the very few large copper zinc projects that are actually fully permitted and shovel ready and ready for development. And the project is in South Africa, about midway between Johannesburg and Cape Town, and we will produce about 22,000 tons a year of copper and about 70,000 tons a year of zinc over an initial 12-year period, but we think we will expand that to a 20-year project.
Right. And with the COVID-19 pandemic going around the world, the viewers must be curious, how is the company actually coping during these times?
Well, we were quite proactive. We made the assumption very early in the assessment that COVID was going to get really bad. So we started planning early in March already, and we went into basically a complete shutdown of field operations. So we had no field operations to distract us and to deal with the situation at the mine site. We only had our core engineering staff and geologists that continued working on the bankable feasibility study. They worked from home. It was all done virtual, but we were set up to do it. We'd made sure that we had the infrastructure to do it. And it may have taken a week or two longer than doing it in the office, but we completed the bankable feasibility study and published it on the 26th of May. And since then, coinciding with the whole COVID peak having been reached and overcome, and then getting the full permitting in place, our share price has really reacted very strongly.
Right. And having just completed the feasibility studies, how does the company actually make money?
Look, we're now in financing mode. The project is fully bankable, so about 60% of the $480 million will be raised through bank finance, senior debt. We have a number of banks that have put up their hands for that on very good terms. And then the balance of the money will have to come from equity investors. And at the moment, because there is a huge shortage of build-ready copper and zinc projects around the world, particularly projects of the quality of this one, with the particular quality of the concentrates. So we've got a lot of big mining houses coming to the table at the moment and wanting to become partners in this project. So I think that's also why our share price is growing and growing very rapidly at the moment. You know, in the terrible time of the worst of lockdown in the middle of April, we were down to 1.1 cent and we were trading 2.9 cents this morning.
Right, that's good. That's a good turnaround story that I think most viewers will resonate with. So given that situation, who are your target customers?
For the product, both the Asian smelters and European smelters, this is a premium product. There's a lot of zinc around the world of sub-quality, and the smelters don't want that, particularly for environmental reasons. And we will produce extremely high quality, clean, environmentally friendly concentrates. So we have a number of traders and smelters that are bidding for our product. And they may actually become part of the financiers of the project as well.
Right. And speaking on quality, what is Orion's competitive advantage?
Well, the competitive advantage is to have a really high quality project ready for construction. You know, this was a historic mine, so it was operating until 1991, and it was a very large mine. So we have shaft and infrastructure to meet all the ore body already. We've got rail, we've got roads, we've got electrical supply, we've got water. So it is really a project that can be turned on very quickly. And at a time when the world is desperately in need of new copper production and supply, you know, there just isn't enough copper available in the world at the moment to meet the whole electrification and the electric vehicle growth. So we are coming online at just the perfect time. In the post-COVID period, construction costs will be down. All of our materials are actually lower price at the moment. Exchange rates have moved favorably, so we'll be able to construct and develop the project while the market is down And in 3 years' time, as copper is really hitting a peak, and zinc for that matter, we'll be producing premium quality product.
Right, that's great. And just to wrap up the whole interview, how are you currently engaging your investors?
We've been engaging online, doing a lot of webinars and face-to-faces and that. From yesterday, the lockdown in South Africa ceased, so we are actually starting to have face-to-face meetings as well with South African investors. But I spend a lot of my day actually doing interviews and Zoom calls and team meetings with people around the world. And as a result, we last week just raised $6.4 million, and a lot of that came from European investors.
Right, sounds good. Sounds like you're actually very engaged with the investors on the ground. Thank you so much, Errol, for being with us today.
Thank you very much. Look forward to chatting again.
Thanks. For viewers who are keen on the Orion mineral story, the ticker is ASX ORN, and thanks again for watching Q&A with StockPal.